Good morning. I am Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Director Medical Education, ERA's LUCNOW Medical College and Hospital, Lucknow, ERA University. I have been former Director, VALLABH PATEL Chess Institute, Delhi, former Director, Institute of Medical Sciences, SAIFAI, and I have served KGMC, now KGMU, for more than 4 decades, and I remained head for about 15 years in KGMC. Today, I will be talking about air pollution and health. Nowadays, there is a lot of talk about air pollution and how it affects our health. We are going to discuss with you for next 15 to 20 minutes. When we talk of air pollution, there are 2 types of air pollution. Outdoor air pollution, also known as ambient air pollution, and another air pollution which is less known is the indoor air pollution, or it is also called household air pollution. If you see that, it is one of the very important risk factor for death. It is estimated that every year around 8 million, means 80 lakh people, they die because of the ill effects of air pollution. Out of these 8 million, 4.2 million died because of the ambient air pollution, that is outdoor air pollution, and then 3.8 million died due to the air pollution from the household sources. So, both the air pollution are equally important, what I am trying to say. If you see the changes in the risk factor in a global burden of disease from 1990 to 2016, it has always remained one of the important risk factors. But in 1990, the household air pollution was at number 3 and the ambient air pollution was at number 7. Now, in 2016 data, the ambient air pollution comes at number 2. So, it has become more important, and household air pollution, although it remained at number 4. So, what I am trying to say, they are the important issues, they are the important risk factors for causing various type of morbidities and mortalities. In India also, about 1.24 million deaths occur due to the air pollution every year. Out of this 1.24, around 0.7 million is because of ambient, and another 0.5 million is because of the household air pollution. You can see in this diagram, the outdoor air pollution are created in this mostly in cities, and various sources which you can see are seeing here: industries, automobile vehicles, people burn lot of fire, especially during the winter season. So, they all contribute to the ambient air pollution, and this is a picture. You can see that it's not been, even the buildings are not visible because of the outdoor air pollution. Now, in 2005, the WHO air quality guidelines, they have defined about the expert evaluation of current scientific evidence for particulate matter, ozone level, nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide. And when you combine all these 3, we create air quality index. And air quality index is a combination of all the things what I told you previously, is good, supposed to be good if it is between 0 to 50. It means no health impacts are expected when air quality in this range. So, that is a good air quality, but unfortunately hardly in our India the air quality remains in this range. Then this is moderate, that is 51 to 100, then unhealthy, especially for the sensitive group, 101 to 150, unhealthy for everyone is 151 to 200, and from 200 to 300 it is very unhealthy. So, this is how the air quality index is decided and how it affects our health. And unfortunately, India, all the most polluted cities belong to India. You can see here most of our cities are polluted, and there the air quality index is more than sometimes 300, 400. In this winter you have seen in Delhi the air pollution has gone very high. Now, what are the health impact of the major air pollutants? As you have seen, major air pollutants are particle pollutants like PM 2.5 and PM 10, and then ground level ozone, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and then polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. And the major source are either the engines, industrial activities, smokes, fuel combustion. So, all these things are created by them, and health impact you see that mainly they affect the respiratory system, cardiovascular system, CNS system, even reproductive dysfunction and cancer. These are the major effects are there, and most of the things they cause these problems. It has been worked out that newer outcomes like low birth weight, small for gestational age, preterm birth, diabetes, neurodevelopment, cognitive functions, so all gets affected when air quality is poor. And you have already heard me that about 4.2 million people die each year because of the outdoor air pollution. And what are the causes of death? Causes of death worldwide, about 30% of all deaths and diseases are from the lung cancer. 17% of the all deaths and diseases of acute lower respiratory infection. 24% is from stroke. 25% of the all deaths and disease from ischemic heart disease, and 43% of all death disease from. So, you see that major morbidity and mortality is there in by lung cancer, COPD, heart diseases, strokes. So, these are the major morbidity and mortality caused by the air pollution. Now, I will come to the indoor air pollution. It is also known as household air pollution. Actually, when we live in house, we have a very false feeling that we are very secure. But you will see in the subsequent presentation that our house inside are highly polluted and what we call as household air pollution. And what could be the source of household air pollution? Combustion product, as you see biomass fuel, I will tell you later on. There are many chemicals are there in the house, radon are produced in the house, and there are biological products. Biological products, you know, in the house, if it is a damp house, you see lot of fungus, lot of mites which cause allergy. Lot of things are there in the house. So, house which is supposed to be very safe, I am sorry to say that this is not, this is a false belief we are having. It is not very safe, lot of pollutants are there, and what we call is that indoor air pollution. Among the combustion products, the solid fuels, it may be liquid fuels, it may be gas fuels. In solid fuel, main is biomass fuel, and then is a coal, and in liquid you have kerosene. So, biomass fuel, coal, kerosene, they are all known as bad fuels. And then other fuels like LPG, like many gases like methane, natural gases, LPG, they are ideally known as the clean fuels. They are not dirty fuels. So, what is biomass fuel? Biomass fuel very commonly used term now, because most of the world use biomass fuel, and biomass fuel refers to any living or recently living plant and or animal based material which is deliberately burned by human as a fuel, such as wood, twig, dried animal dung, cow dung, charcoal, grasses, agriculture crop residue. So, these are the part of the biomass fuel. And if you see that various type of biomass fuel used in our country globally are wood, dung cake, cow dung cake, charcoal and agriculture crop residue like grass, straw and shrubs. You see that here the food is being cooked by wood, firewood. This is an example of cow dung cake. It is very common seen when you go into the villages. Agriculture crop residue, like you see lot of things are there, and these are the ladies cooking. So, the main person who are affected by biomass fuel in this diagram, you can see lady who is always there cooking the food. With the lady the children are there, and especially the older people who do not go outside for work, they remain in the house. So, they are also older persons and children, they are maximally exposed to the biomass fuel. And this is a coal example of, this is a kerosene stove where you use kerosene oil. This is a kerosene wick lamp used for lighting sometimes, and this is agarbatti, which is very common in our Indian household, and this is the coil used for mosquito repellent. So, these all generate some pollutants and cause indoor air pollution. Now, household air pollution, you will surprised to know about half of our world population are using biomass fuel. When you live in cities, it does not look that, but if you see the statistics wise, about 3 billion people use biomass fuel, burn about 2 million kilograms of biomass fuel every day, and you have already seen that about 3.8 million deaths are due to the biomass fuel, and it is 5 to 6% of the total global burden of disease is because of the use of the biomass fuel. In India also about 0.7 million people die because of the biomass fuel, and 5 to 6% of national burden of disease is because of the biomass fuel. And what are the toxic emissions from burning biomass fuel? Usually they are suspended particulate matter, best indicator for health risk like PM2.5, PM10, then carbon monoxide, polyaromatic hydrocarbons. This is a carcinogen, and then formaldehyde. These are the common products. And in this lady with the child, they are cooking food and they are exposed. Almost all the systems are being affected by the indoor air pollution. Like you see pneumonia, asthma, low birth weight, early infant death, cognitive impairment, chronic obstructive lung disease, interstitial lung disease, lung cancers and other cancers, blindness, even tuberculosis, heart disease, they all have been linked with the indoor air pollution. Now, household air pollution, if you see that 3.8 million people die, you have already seen, and how they die, because of what problem? 27% are due to pneumonia, 18% are because of the stroke, 27% from ischemic heart disease, and 20% from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and 8 to 10% are because of the lung cancer. So, that is how indoor air pollution causes death. And it has been worked out very, biomass fuel is not very old thing, since it was not present in the developed countries, so hardly any research. So, all the researches came from the developed world or developing countries, and now it is strongly established, there is a strong association between COPD and chronic bronchitis, acute respiratory tract infection and pneumonia, and lung cancer. So, there are three things, and mostly they are in the respiratory system. They are strongly associated with respiratory diseases. Weakly associated problems are asthma, tuberculosis, and now recently people are talking that even interstitial lung diseases may be related with the biomass fuel. Associated non-pulmonary outcomes may be cataract. One of the study has shown that cataract may be related with the use of biomass fuel. Pregnancy related complications, nasopharyngeal cancers, ischemic heart disease, and carpulmonary. Now, there is a lot of systemic reviews and meta-analysis which says that acute lower respiratory tract infection is very strongly associated with biomass fuel exposure. In India, the incidence of chronic carpulmonary is same in men and women. Only 10% of women are smoker compared to 75% of the men, but chronic carpulmonary occurs in 10-15 years earlier in women, and this is possibly because of the exposure to the biomass fuel. There is a lot of systemic reviews with the effect of indoor air pollution with COPD, and there has been a strong association with COPD and lung cancer, and there are known carcinogen, class 1 carcinogen in combustible products, and there has been lot of work by Dr. Behra that the studies suggest that association with lung cancer in India even after adjusting the active and passive smoking. And odds of getting lung cancer in women who are using biomass fuel is around 3.5 times. Lung cancer risk, there is again lot of systemic reviews and meta-analysis. They say that risk is definite, and there is a lot of work has been done that solid fuel users they have chances of 70% higher chances of getting lung cancer as compared to non-user of the biomass fuel. Histologically type in lung cancer is greater in females as compared to males, and pooled effect of size for squamous cell is greatest, followed by adenocarcinoma and unspecified type of lung cancer. We also did a study in a case control design where you took 112 cases of female proven lung cancer and about just double 224 controls, and we could establish that it is associated with lung cancer. Lot of people started talking with biomass fuel and tuberculosis. I still remember the first paper came by Koch-Smith group when they did that biomass fuel may have getting odds ratio of getting tuberculosis is around 2.5, but there was very lacuna in the study. So, further the Koch-Smith group has a multi-country studies done with the biomass fuel and TB, and they could find that that biomass fuel is closely linked with even tuberculosis. So, lot of studies has been there. Biomass fuel also can significant higher risk of asthma in women using biomass fuel than those using the cleaner fuels. Combined use of the biomass and tobacco smoke on the risk of asthma, the synergy is there. And lot of have odds ratio for getting asthma is more. It has also been shown link with pneumoconiosis, interstitial lung disease, lot of interest is there. So, what you have seen that air pollution is a menace, and lot of our cities are highly polluted, and what we can do to fight air pollution, everyone has to work together. It is not that the government, everything will be done by the government. Everyone has to cooperate, has to do the things so that the pollution level gets reduced, and our kith and kins and older people, they will not get the bad effects of the air pollution. So, with this, thank you very much.